Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Jedi. In today's video, we're going to be talking about another death that took place. So, there's another BLM death, basically a black person who died, and of course the riots have all started. We talked about the NBA players boycotting, but the whole idea behind this death was it was a man named Jacob Blake. He was shot, and of course the cops were involved. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. As always, let's go. Alright, so let's start off with what exactly happened. It was in Wisconsin, basically Milwaukee. What happened was there was a man named Jacob Blake. There was a huge fight, and the cops got a call saying, "Hey, we need you guys to come break up a fight and come and help us out." What happens is then the cops go over there. They look at Jacob Blake, who was fighting with many people. Well, I mean, they say that he was trying to break up the fight, but if you or I walk up somewhere and we see a group of five people, right, for example, and we just see them all fighting. Let's just say there's two guys trying to break it apart, but they're in there, they're doing this, but you know, their hands are still in there, they're still in part of the fight. What do you think? 5 people fighting, right? No one's going to be like, all right, he's the guy who's starting it, he's the guy who's breaking it, and that guy's the guy who's trying to help it out. No, that's not how it works. All 5 of them are in a fight. That's how we always look at it. So of course the cops went in there, they don't want any violence, so what do? They broke them apart and they said, "Sir, everybody, please, stay calm. We need to do some investigation. We will, interview you guys, and we will take your notes down. We will get it. We'll get, a first incident report, and we'll do everything illegally." What happens then is Jacob Blake decides to walk away, and of course, it's in his law. He can walk away, right? But when the cop asks you to do something, usually, let's just say you get pulled over for driving, and the cop asks you to do something and you speed away. Then that's bad, because if the cop tells you to stop and you run away, that's automatically you're running away from police, and they're gonna chase you down. That's basically what happened. The cops went up and said, "Sir, do not go. Like, we need to interrogate you, so please stop." But he did not listen. He decided to just walk, and he just kept walking. And what he did was he didn't just walk away. He went to his car. Of course, there was kids in his car, so the cops, they kind of had to take that into perspective, that his kids were there, so they can't really barricade the car anyway. So then they were like, all right, you can't go to your car, because usually when suspects go to their car, it's for one of 3 things. Number 1, they're probably going to ride away, right? That's what a lot of people would do. Number 2, they're probably going to go reach for something, whether that be a gun, a stick, or anything, And number 3, they're probably going to go with their phone and call somebody, or they're probably going to have someone else drive, and they're probably just going to go take it inside and get like a little enclosure, so they don't have the police treating them. So of course the cops didn't want any of these things to happen, because they were trying to interrogate him. They want to know what happened. So then they decided, hey, don't run away from us. And he opens the door. When he opens the door, when you're a cop, what do you think? Oh man, dude, he probably has a gun. So what does he do? The cop pulls out his gun and says, hey, please, sir, we need to talk to you. Please, sir, come out. Do not reach for anything. And of course, Jacob Blake, what does he do? Opens the door, reaches. Now the cops, what are they thinking? They're not thinking, oh man, he's a guy, we'll just shoot him. That's not what they're thinking at all. The cops, you can see in the body cam footage and the recording footage, that the cops were clearly thinking, well, if this guy has a gun, there are kids here. There are other people around. What will he do if he has a gun? We need to speculate, and we need to see, and we need to kind of, help everybody else, make sure everybody's safe. So the cops pull out their gun and they say, "Sir, we will shoot if you don't move." Take this into note, guys. They said we will shoot if you don't come to us, and if you move. What ends up happening is Jacob Blake reaches, decides to completely ignore the cops. Number 1, mistake. Number 2, he reaches for something, could be a weapon. And number 3, he's trying to go close the door. So what do the cops do? They want to get full control. There are people shouting everywhere. The cops need to get control, so they do end up firing a shot. And Jacob Blake still moves, so then they end up firing a couple shots. There's many officers involved, so there were about 7 shots in total. And the officers were pretty strategic. They didn't shoot him at a heart. They didn't shoot him at his head. They shot him in the back, the lower back, at the lumbar area where the organs are at the front. So they were able to kind of strategically plant it. And of course, if he's moving, some of the shots are going to miss, right? So what ends up happening is Jacob Blake does get shot 7 times. Now, the officers didn't just run away. They took him, literally, put him in his car, they literally took him to the hospital, gave him all the administration, everything he needed, and he was fine. He didn't end up dying. He was just paralyzed. But, of course, that's way better than losing your life. And then they later did the investigations on Jacob Blake, and they found out that he actually did have a gun in the car, and if the cops didn't shoot him, we don't know what would have happened, right? Jacob Blake could have pulled out the gun and shot him. Now, could Jacob Blake have just been, a normal, innocent guy who just didn't want any trouble? Yeah. But why did he run away then, right? It's a question that the cops have been asking. Everybody has been asking. Well, Jacob Blake then decides to come out and say that the cops were just being racist to him. Now, we can't just point to race for everything. We can't just say that, okay, well, the reason this cop pulled me over is because I'm black. Well, let's just start off. If he was just a person walking down the street and the cop shot him 7 times, of course, that's wrong. If it's all recorded, if there's evidence, that's wrong. But we don't have any evidence that the cop just pulled him over because he's black. We do have evidence that there was a fight. There were witnesses. It was all recorded that there was a fight, and then Jacob Blake walked away, and then Jacob Blake put his hand into his car, and we did find a gun. So all these evidences point to Jacob Blake being guilty. Whereas, you know, if Jacob Blake comes out and says that they were just being racist, we need evidence. There are no evidences pointing towards what Jacob Blake is saying, but there are a lot of evidences pointing to what the cops are saying. So at the end of the day, who is wrong? I'll leave it up to your judgment, guys. You guys can tell me who is wrong, but at the end of the day, we just need evidence. And we did have a lot of evidence for why Jacob Blake is probably wrong, but we don't have any evidence for the cops for why they were racist. So if you guys find any evidence, or if you guys think that you know what you're talking about, and if you want to leave your own opinions, comment section below, guys. Leave your opinions, and we can talk them over with you. I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Won't be on Jacob Blake. It'll be a different video, but if we get any more updates on Jacob Blake, I will definitely update you. And for you to be updated, there's only one thing you gotta do. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit the subscribe button and the like button. The reason I'm asking you guys to like this video is for the YouTube algorithm. And of course, my name is Jedi, and I do post a lot, and I know that this video is going to get a lot of views because it is a Jacob Blake video. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, and if you're new to this channel, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and the like button, and you guys can go follow me on Instagram at jedi.solomon. Go to the description, I have everything there, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a new video. I post daily. Bye.